Hello friend, this is Sanjay Kumar, founder of SelectorsHub. In this tutorial, I will be talking about some facts and concepts related to XPath, like how should we verify them and what is the right platform. Though I have already couple of time talked about it, but yeah, again, like with the more facts and with more proofs, let's discuss about this thing because it's still there has been like lots of things. Generally, we talk and say that we should not use any XPath tool. We should write our own XPath, but generally and in fact like most of the time we don't see that we talk about what is the right platform to write and verify XPath. We all say that we should write our own XPath, but we never talk about what is the right platform to write and verify XPath. And with that fact, we always considered that DevTools is the right platform, and also considered at the same time that we are not using any tool to write XPath. But that's a myth. This DevTools itself is the biggest tool, and we are saying that we are not using any XPath tool. No, that's not correct. So for an example, let's start with a very simple one that let's first see if it generates like DevTools generate the correct XPath or selectors or not for all the elements. So when you inspect any element here and you right click and copy. So this is one concept there in DevTools. If you copy this XPath, do you think that it is always correct? No, this is not always correct. You see that it is showing 0 of 0. Let me zoom in. So one is this, that when you copy XPath from DevTools, you're not gonna get always the correct XPath. If we verify this same XPath in SelectorsHub here, you will see that it will tell you that what is wrong in this XPath, and this is not a right XPath. Then what is the right XPath? This is the right XPath, which SelectorsHub is showing right here for this element. So you get to know that what is wrong and right. More examples, like here in SelectorsHub website, I have created this practice page which has the world's most complex web automation scenarios. So if you guys want to learn about those things, you can just go to SelectorsHub website, practice page, practice here to become perfect in automation, expert in automation. In fact, you can use this page to take interview of any candidate, and lots of things you can do it here. So suppose for an example here, just below this table there is a enter name field, so you can inspect this. And now if you see this element input text, whatever it is, let's copy the XPath for this one from here and verify this here. You see it is also showing 0 of 0. What is wrong here then? Let's paste this one here, and you got to know that XPath doesn't support shadow DOM. So DevTools were not supposed to generate this kind of XPath, which is not correct. So lots of, like, there are many other scenarios where DevTools doesn't generate the correct XPath and selectors, which which generally we start using in our automation script, and we found that our script is failing. So this is one concept, that it doesn't generate always the correct XPath and CSS selectors. While you see that in SelectorsHub you will get the correct selectors and XPath for the currently inspected element and all those information here. Now let's talk about the writing and verifying own XPath. Okay, we want to write our own XPath only. We don't want to use any tool. Okay, great. But of course, we are using a tool. So this concept saying that we don't use any XPath tool, that's absolutely wrong. We all use DevTools. Now let's talk about whether it is right platform or not. Let's start with a very simple concept. Suppose you have to get all the links in a page. So what we do, /a, are there 123 links in this page it is showing? No, this is not, because it is matching this string. And clearly here in DevTools, it is written that find by string. So this DevTools shows you the result by string as well, string match as well. This is not particularly designed and developed for XPath and selectors verification. It is it has other functionalities as well. We are not saying that DevTools is wrong or something like that, but it is not particularly specifically designed for XPath and selectors. There are other functionalities as well. So that's the reason it starts showing the result of string match. While you verify here, you get the correct count, because SelectorsHub is specifically designed to get you the right count of XPath in selector. It is showing you 105, while if you verify here, it is showing 123. Though this is not an anchor tag, a tag, it is not a tag. It is showing because of this. So there are not 123 links in this page. There are 105 link in this page. What are those links? You can see that these are all the links here. Okay, this was the very simple one, XPath. You can say that no, this is just a very simple one. Who write this? Okay, even if this XPath is complex one, you have written this complete XPath. Like for an example, for this one, just below this submit button, there is a first crust name input box here. Suppose if we write XPath for this element, let's copy this placeholder value and I start typing here. Another big challenge to write XPath in DevTools is that it used to go up and down again and again, so you will have to inspect the element multiple times. @ placeholder equal to this value. Now it is showing 1 of 2. Do you think that I mean, is it not the unique XPath for this element? It is showing 1 of 2. Let me copy this XPath and paste in SelectorsHub and see what it is showing. It's showing 1 element matching, and DevTools is showing 1 of 2. So now the problem here is this, that we will have to figure it out whether it is actually 1 of 2 or 1 of 1. SelectorsHub is showing 1 of 1 region because it is always verifying, it will always verify your XPath with reference to currently inspected DOM, while DevTools will show you all the DOMs matching node with reference to all the DOM available, like iframe DOM, 1 iframe, 2 iframe, whatever number of iframes will be there, it will show this result with reference to all of them. Now this element, it is showing, this XPath is showing 2 matching node because it is matching this one as well as another element which is inside iframe, this one. So you see that, let's see this element, it is inside iframe, though it should not show, because when you will be writing automation, until unless you will not switch inside this iframe, you are not never going to interact this. So your automation script is going to get only the first element. So this XPath is right, and you can use as a 1 matching node in your automation script or wherever you want to use. If you will try to write XPath here, you will keep trying to make it unique. Until unless you will not make this unique, you are not going to use this in your automation script. Though this is the unique one, you have already written it, but due to the information what you are seeing here, you will keep trying to make it unique XPath. And this we have never discussed, just of course because of lack of awareness or maybe like lack of innovations. So yeah, but now we know that that's the fact. Another concept, let's say if we inspect, and in fact, like, you must be thinking that we can verify this in console as well. So even if you verify this in console, there also you might face this challenge. I will show you that as well, like in console. So suppose you verify this element here. Now if you try to write XPath for this element here, so you will never gonna get to know, okay, this is big challenge that in DevTools it used to scroll up and down and you have to inspect multiple times. Let's say ID is there, it is showing 0 of 0, but is it actually 0 of 0? Let's see, because the element is there and we have written the correct XPath. Then what is wrong here? You see that you get to know that XPath doesn't support shadow DOM. This you will get to know here, while it is not there. Now another problem, let's say, okay, then what supports? It supports the cssSelector. So let's write the cssSelector in that case. It is showing 0 of 0, but is it like actually 0? Let's put it here and verify. This is 1 element matching, so here also it is showing wrong count. Now you must be thinking that we can verify it in console, so let's try to verify in console here. Dollar, it's still not showing that count for that particular element. So it is really difficult to verify cssSelector for such kind of elements. Like you can say that $, we can type here, it is showing null value. no result, length 0. So this way you cannot, like in fact in console as well, yes of course in console you can verify by writing the complete javascript through that, but you will have to have the knowledge that how to verify shadow DOM elements in console using javascript. But the straightforward, the way you verify here and here, that you cannot do here. But yes, you can get the right count, but you will have to write that complete script. But if you want to do it like a straightforward, the way you always verify XPath and CSS selector without adding any other functionality or other keywords, that you can do it right away here. So we have seen this XPath like verification and their count. Same thing like for in case of SVG and all. In fact, like if you are writing any XPath here, suppose for an example, let's say we have this XPath and we paste this XPath here. So it is showing 1 of 1. Now, if we do anything wrong in our XPath ever, it will always show you 0 of 0. So this becomes a very confusing point whether it is actually 0 or there is a something wrong in our XPath. So if you copy this XPath and paste it here, so you get to know the actual information that this is invalid XPath. While here, generally we always think that, okay, this is finding 0 matching node and we start writing new XPath. So this is another challenge to write and verify XPath here in DevTools, that you don't get the correct information. Like if you will be doing anything wrong, you will not get to know that what is wrong in your XPath. If you are doing, generally we will think that, okay, this is not finding any matching node, and we start trying to write the new XPath. So multiple places where you will get the wrong information. Another thing is like you get failed in case of iframe, shadow DOM, SVG, and in many other cases, like if there are like really complex scenarios, like if element is inside multiple shadow DOM like this, then absolutely it is gonna break. Where there's two nested shadow DOM is like DevTools is not going to give you the right count, right results. If any element is inside shadow DOM and then that element is inside that shadow DOM is inside iframe. So those are really complex scenarios. In case of just basic scenarios it is breaking, then think about like really complex scenarios. So now I hope like you can understand that what is the right platform where you should write XPath and CSS selector, where you should get your XPath and CSS selector. So this way, now you can decide that what is the right platform for you to write and verify your own XPath, or if you want to get the auto-generated XPath and CSS selector, from where you can get it. I hope now this concept is clear for everyone, for all of you, that what is the uh, like right way of writing our own XPath and CSS selector, and the saying which we used to keep saying in the past that we should not be using any XPath tool and we should write our own XPath. So the clear concept is that there is no one who is not using any tool to write XPath. Everybody use it, just that we never discussed that what is the right way of writing and verifying XPath. So I hope this video has helped you guys to understand the basic concepts about writing and verifying XPath and the right platform. With that, thank you so much. Please share it with others and let everyone know about these basic concepts of XPath and selectors verifying. Thank you.